In this episode, we quickly run through some of the cars of CES 2023, zombie response vehicles, and give us the data. Welcome to episode 163 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, CES has been passed, has happened already.
It's gone!
But I found an article that we should take a look at because it has all the weird vehicles from CES.
Oh?
Let's take a look real quick.
All right, hit me.
10 cars, 2 boats, and a couple motorcycles, and an airplane from CES.
Oh my.
Off the rip here, off the start, have you ever seen this?
No, but I quickly saw it's a Tryon Nemesis. I don't know anything about it.
I don't either. Debatably, CES is becoming a more important car show than an electronics show as we move into this EV world, right?
True.
The consumer electronics show.
True.
We'll see more and more car manufacturers coming out with stuff like this, a Peugeot concept.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of concept type stuff here, but I think that that's also fine because that's where you do your technical testing to figure out, can this actually be production ready?
Yeah, this isn't going to be market stuff. This is just what we're seeing. That Peugeot,
Yeah.
Then there's this, what is this?
Not exactly sure.
Magna Intelligent Force 4-wheel drive BEV. Supplier Magna came out with extraordinarily simple, efficient, cheap electric axle.
So I wonder if they're showing off that the electric axle can hold that truck at that angle. Interesting.
Oh, there's our favorite thing.
Right.
The Ram 1500 Revolution battery electric vehicle concept pickup truck thing. The BEV with the combustion engine that's not a combustion, that thing.
You can go back 2 episodes. Go to the news episode if you want to hear about that.
Yeah. Look at this thing. The Verge hubless electric motorcycle. That's cool. Look at the hubless rear wheel.
Yeah, that is neat. Although it's not the first time I've ever seen a hubless rear wheel on a bike. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think BMW's come out with a couple concept models too, and a bunch of other have. It's neat though.
What's this thing?
Honda Sony hookup produces. What is that?
A Fila.
A Fila brand.
A Fila you up.
I don't know what that is. Rivals to the Ferrari FXXXK.
No.
Too many X's. Huh.
Oh, so it's in the pantheon of dumb names. The Honda Sony Afeela rivals the Ferrari FXXK, Suzuki Daihatsu Scat, the Mazda Titan Dump. The name is some corporate derivative of feel, maybe. I feel you, man. If the name leaves you confused, the exterior design outdoes it in completely forgettable jelly bean blandness.
It is very bland. It is very bland.
That is a great quote there.
Yeah, I don't know why in the car world, but this is used at work, at my work. Whenever you see the stock photo of a car on a website, it's called a jelly bean. That's just the vocabulary in the industry. So
really?
That's what they're saying there. A jelly bean blend. Because those are usually the stock photos with like no very white background, nothing else around the car, perfectly done car. It's called jelly beans. Weird.
Look at this thing.
Whoa.
The Candela C8 electric foiling day cruiser.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. It's a boat, but on hydrofoils.
Mm-hmm. Electric cars and planes are coming, but they're not there yet.
That thing is just wild. Ooh, look at this.
This was something that I saw, which is kind of neat. BMW's iVision D. That's D-E-E.
D.
Kind of a weird name. But I pulled up their website on it, and apparently, do you remember a while back they had a SUV that had exterior paneling where it was like a TV screen, but it was only black and white, and things could move around. It could do animations and whatnot.
Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't. Yes, but I remember the BMW iX, their electric SUV, had the color changing paint, where you could go from black to gray to white.
Yeah, that's this, but ratchet up to color. From what I can tell,
Interesting.
it is neat. I can't tell if this is an animation of it or actually the real car because that looks wild.
I think that's
like
an animation.
I think it might be. But the concept is there, and apparently they have figured out how to do color in the panels that they're doing.
I just couldn't imagine what happens if you get a scratch on it.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll have some clear coat or something.
That is a very bland interior.
What happens when you put a scratch on your iPhone screen? Nothing. It's just a scratch.
Fair.
It's just, in theory, the same thing. Yeah. Neat tech, though.
It is very neat tech.
They're pushing the limit, which is...
Don't want one, but it's very neat.
Yeah. But that's what CES is.
Look at this thing. This USPS Next Generation Delivery Vehicle. It looks like a delivery vehicle from a cartoon.
It does look very odd. There's a big front snout to it.
It looks literally like a delivery vehicle out of I don't know, Family Guy or something?
This might be the ugliest vehicle of any kind ever built, is the first sentence.
And including every kid's drawings on lined hole punch school paper from grades 2 and up. It looks like a cartoon delivery car.
Wow. The government has ordered 50,000 of them
Jesus
to be
Christ.
made.
Oh, it was going to be 165,000 though.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right.
Okay, you want an Atmos Gear electric inline skates for when you just are so lazy you can't skate with your inline skates?
All right, now me and you have played hockey for a long time.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah? Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
That's so...
Yeah?
What happened to your legs?
Well, how do you need them? You just press a button. I mean, you're still using them to stand up. You know.
But are you at this point actually using your legs a whole lot anymore?
I'm kind of down for this. It'd be kind of fun.
You so lazy.
No, not for the lazy. I mean, how fun would it be to just scoot around town? You just press the go
They
button.
already make the one-wheel things.
Yeah, I know. But why not? You imagine we play roller hockey and I just whip past you? Oh, it'd be like, that's like every guy that has a manual on a racetrack until they get passed by the PDK and they're like, all right, I need one of those now. That would be you.
If you skated past me, I would just trip you.
No.
Yes.
No. It's a penalty. Go to the box. That's fine.
That's fine. I'll happily.
All right.
Well, here we go. A car that would be more up my alley, the Volkswagen ID7. So it's a Volkswagen.
It is. It's in some odd camo, but yeah.
Yeah, it's in their photo camo, so
Right.
it's camouflaged from the paparazzis.
The bigger ID4, I guess.
Smaller ID4.
Oh.
It is a sedan versus like an SUV. Right, the ID4 is like an SUV.
Yep.
A small SUV. The ID7 appears to be more like a sedan, and apparently it's going to have the biggest battery of all Volkswagen EVs, and they're quoting a range of 435 miles, which
wow.
is actually decent.
That's great if they can pull that off. Holy moly. Mm-hmm. What is this?
I don't know.
What the heck?
This is called an Ital Design Climb E.
I don't know.
What
CES
is
has
it?
Some weird stuff. I think it's a little mobile transporty thing. I think you get in there. It's kind of a little like bus, a small bus, I guess. That would be my best guess. I don't know.
It says it's a transport pod.
Yeah, I think it's a small bus basically.
Now, this is maybe my favorite thing I've seen yet. This is the John Deere See and Spray Ultimate. I love this.
I mean, if it's got ultimate in the name, I mean,
120-foot wide boom.
jeez. Rolls up to 12 miles an hour. Woo!
That thing is screaming, baby.
Booking it.
We've got a Brunswick Future Helm up next. So I don't really understand what this is, but does it like dock your boat for you? Is it essentially just like an autopilot for boats?
I think it might be.
I think so. I
That's
don't really know
kinda
much about it.
Yeah. Controlled by a joystick. Interesting.
That's current. Most boats are now joystick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Ooh, look at this thing. Look at this. Look at it.
Aska A5 flying car.
You want an Aska?
I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know. I do think that flying cars like this, these multiple rotor kind of two-wing...
It's like a quadcopter thing.
Yeah, these odd-looking things are becoming more and more relevant. Apparently, you pitch like the whole either wing or set of rotors to be vertical for VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing stuff.
It looks like the MV-22 Osprey that the Marines use here, which has had some of the most fatalities.
Probably.
Because that's just too many things to go wrong.
There are things to go wrong, but in theory, you have a backup of a bunch of different rotors, at least on this one. The one you're talking about only has 2, right?
Yeah, so it's called a tilt rotor.
Right.
It's like the whole pylon just goes whop.
Yeah. This has the whole wing as the pylon. I don't know. These are going to become more relevant in the future as flights get shorter and shorter and batteries get more dense.
Yep.
What is this?
It's a Da Vinci DC-100 electric motorcycle. It's I think is it a Chinese company? I don't really know.
I'm not sure if
it's an electric motorcycle. I think the hubless one looked better.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Interesting though. 135 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 3 point something seconds.
It's not fast enough.
No,
it's a motorcycle. It needs to be faster than that.
Yeah.
Oh, my new favorite.
Oh, brother.
Oh, this is my new favorite.
The Caterpillar 777 mining truck.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Even the biggest brodozer at last year's SEMA would tremble at the sight of one of these 100-ton behemoths.
100 tons. So that's 200,000 pounds.
It's operated entirely autonomously. Whoa.
What?
Wow.
That is some like robots taking over the world shit, because that thing could literally kill you.
It has yes, of course.
It could kill every human being in a 12-mile radius. It just runs everything over. No. It's like Godzilla if it was an autonomous mining truck.
It probably could actually run over a house.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if it just like became self-aware and then all of a sudden was done taking orders from humans and just decided that your house didn't need to be standing anymore, you would just be part of the mine.
It has a payload of 101 tons. It'd be 200 tons in total. Wow. Comes with 1,000 horsepower.
200 tons with its payload. That makes it what? 400,000 pounds?
Yes. Yes.
It's
a lot. I'm kind of surprised they could even get that into the show. 100 tons?
How does concrete support that?
I don't know. I wonder if they had to do like engineering stuff to figure out I wonder if they're distributing the weight. No, it doesn't look like it. They just have like chalks down there to stop it from rolling around.
Because could you imagine the momentum that would take?
Yeah.
It just takes out everything until the Pacific Ocean.
Wow. Machines have operated in the most extreme environments without a driver on board for nearly a decade.
Whoa.
Wow. With more than 650 trucks at 24 customer sites on 3 continents. Wow. All without a single injury.
Lost time injury.
Oh, you're right. Lost time. What is a lost time injury? Somebody's been run over. Unlucky.
Man,
top speed of 40.9 miles an hour.
I know it's obviously it's autonomous, but could you imagine riding on that thing going 40 miles an hour?
I want to know what its quarter mile time is.
Quarter mile time is however long it would take them to have to repave the track behind it.
True.
Quarter mile time, 9 months and 2.5 weeks.
We're gonna need some track prep here.
Yes. Man.
So that was the neat stuff at CES, at least some of the cars.
That is some wild stuff that we just scrolled through there.
Yes. As I said, though, I think that show is going to become more and more relevant.
More of a car show.
Yeah, more of a car show. But speaking of cars and shows and seeing them, did you happen to see any cars as you were out and about?
I did. I actually saw some cars that have just been delivered. I saw not one, but 2 of the new C8 Corvette Z06s.
Oh,
not just C8 Corvettes, because a C8 Corvette is not a spot. I see 18 of them every day.
That is not a spot.
No, but a Z06 is, because they are brand new and they are just barely now being delivered.
Mm-hmm. Did you check the odometer?
I'm hoping they were more than 52.
Okay. All right.
First impressions from seeing it on the road. It surprisingly has a lot more presence than the regular C8.
Really?
it just seems like the face is quite a bit more aggressive. The front fender flares are quite a bit more aggressive. It just it's like it's a C8 that is just every little bit is cranked up to 11.
Perfect.
It's what the C8 needed to look racy.
It still doesn't. Is it still Corvette?
No,
Okay.
It's still not a Corvette.
Okay.
But I don't mind the look of it now.
Really?
With the center exit exhaust, the rear end needed the center exit exhaust. It's got the center exit exhaust. It just is a little wider, a little lower, a little more oomph than the regular C8.
I have yet to see one in person, but when I do, I'll totally give you my opinion on what it looks like. Now, did it have the wing?
No. The two that I saw were wingless, and I'm guessing that's just because there's the ones without the wing were not able to get shipped as quickly, or the ones with wing were just not able to get shipped as quick.
Gotcha.
Right? But I saw like that exact spec that we're looking at right here.
That's a clean spec.
Yeah, and to me, the front of it is where it really shines. It just has just more to it. And I'm happy to have seen one. I think Corvette, as long as they can last more than 52 miles,
They can.
knocked it out of the park.
I would agree. I think that this is a very good value buy for the amount of speed you're going to get and the aggression you're going to get. Also, I have a feeling that this car will get people's heads to turn. Not really me and you, but people who are not into cars.
But that's what the regular C8 did.
Right. I agree.
I still ask people that. Like, what do you think about that? Like, oh,
Yeah.
man, look at that, baby.
When my uncle owned one, he said all the time he'd get stopped. Say,
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That thing's awesome. How's it to drive? And
Nice
tell me more about it.
Ferrari.
Right. They look pretty good. It's a good value buy.
I'm just saying, I haven't seen a Z06 with the exception of the show and display car at Sebring.
Right.
I haven't seen one in the flesh in public. And I got to admit, I like what they've done with the C8 Z06.
All right, sell the 911. Let's go.
No. Come on. No. Especially not because all the dealers want like $100,000 over for it. So
True.
not going to happen.
True.
So that's my spot of the week. 2 different C8 Z06s.
Sweet.
Did you see anything?
I have. To kick it off, I've actually sseen a bunch of Rivians, which is interesting. I've seen the R1S. I've seen the R1T.
How much longer are you going to be seeing them for?
They're out there. Will we see new ones? That's to be determined. But I also think that I got to see the first Amazon Rivian delivery van.
Oh.
Have you seen one of those yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No? They look a little odd. I got to see it going away from me. It was kind of far away, but I was like, it's definitely not an ICE one, and I'm pretty sure that's the Rivian one. Cool to see if it actually was it.
Interesting.
Can't give you 100% that it was it.
Interesting.
But my car spot of the week is actually something that is probably more up your alley, but it went past me, and I said, what in the heck is that? I've never seen that before.
Well, now you've piqued my interest.
Turns out I got to see a Mercedes-Benz Unimog.
Oh, yes. Yes. I love a Unimog.
Oh, do you ever?
It's just so immense.
So this is for the podcast listeners, a Mercedes-Benz utility truck that you would see being used to like haul lumber and stuff.
It's like you take a Jeep and a semi and a G-Wagon and a fire truck and you just put it all together.
It's kind of a weird vehicle.
It's so cool.
But it was going down the road and it was 3 BRZs tall. No doubt. It was massive.
Just road presence.
All of it. Yes. And I have some performance numbers for you on a Unimog. What I think I saw was a U5000.
Ooh, do tell.
It was painted matte black. It had some pink accents on it, which I thought were actually kind of funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It is a Mercedes. But kicking it off with a 4-cylinder, which is a little shocking to me.
Wow.
4.8 liter.
Oh my God. So you...
Massive.
Those are the
four-cylinder.
biggest cylinders in the world.
They're big.
Are the pistons like 5-gallon buckets?
I think so.
Boom, 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 boom,
I think so. I think it is a diesel as well, which is sweet. Only making 218 horsepower.
That's not a lot.
I think the Prius makes more than that.
It does.
Yikes.
I think the Prius makes like 230 or 40 now.
I think it's like 225, something like that. But it does make around 600 pound-feet of torque.
Oh.
So, not much horsepower, but boy, does it have some torques in it.
It will twist the world.
It will twist the
It can
world.
afford a flooded town. Look at it. It's just so amazing.
It can basically drive underwater. Yes.
It can just drive anywhere it damn well pleases.
In a combination of two Crew, they call it Crew, which I think is amazing. This is straight from Mercedes' website, by the way.
A Crew.
4-wheel drive, obviously.
Better be, yeah.
The payload that you can have is around 16,000 pounds.
So that's in its bed.
That's the payload.
In its bed.
Total, if you were to add up the payload with the vehicle weight, you're getting 27,000 pounds.
That's
which is
heavy.
a lot. That's its max weight that it can handle.
That's a girthy boy.
One of my favorites, the fuel tank capacity, 47 gallons of
It's almost a
fuel.
50-gallon tank.
That's kind of a lot.
It's a SWAT truck. I want a SWAT truck.
I think you buy a Unimog from Mercedes and then you customize it to what it needs to do.
Yes, I customize it to doing daily driver duty.
The one that I saw had like a flatbed, was just kind of a tricked out Unimog for the hell of having a Unimog.
That's me. I want a Unimog for the hell of having a Unimog. How amazing is that?
That sounds...
Look at it. Look at it. It's got a snorkel. It just is amazing.
There's no practical reason for you to have this. None at all.
It is my zombie apocalypse response vehicle.
Yes, because that has happened how many times in the past?
Well, you remember COVID.
Good point. This would have helped.
Yeah. Fighting off the toilet paper wars.
Yes. Yes. So yes, I got to see a Unimog, and I was pretty stoked to see it, actually. It was
It's
neat.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's such a
neat.
cool thing.
It's a weird one.
It's
It's
just
a neat
so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Ah, I want one.
So
So bad.
let's wrap this up.
'Kay.
Do you have, and I wish they would have for me?
I do, and you helped me come up with this. It has to do with racing. I wish that as fans, we could see more of the telemetry data. Like tire pressures, tire temps, coolant, oil, fuel levels, things like that.
When you watch F1, IndyCar, IMSA, any top class racing series, you'll see the engineers just furiously typing away on the computer. Not furiously, but they're always staring at the computer screens, or they have 10 screens in the pit box, right?
And they always have their hands on their head like, oh my God.
Sometimes they have that, yes. But normally on those screens,
That's the Scuderia Ferrari engineers.
right, you'll get to see a whole bunch of data that we never get to see on the broadcast. The broadcast will show you what gear they're in, how fast they're going, if they're on the throttle, if they're on the brakes, right? The basic steering input maybe. But that's about it, and like where they're at on the track. But
Yeah.
I want the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see the oil pressures, temperatures, the tire temperature pressures. I want to know what the reading was when they came in and
Yep.
did the temperature probe across the tire to figure out, like, is the camber caster out of alignment? Do they need more angle? Do they need less angle? How's the setup on the car? Is the temperature of the gearbox within normal range? Are they running out of gearbox fluid? I want to know those details.
Yeah. Me too.
We'll never get to know them.
No, because that's like private information that you don't want your competitor knowing. You don't
Right.
want your competitor knowing that you have an oil leak somewhere.
But the weird part is, if you watch an in-car camera, sometimes you can see on the dashboard or on the steering wheel, you can see that data in real time. You can see the tire pressures in real time, no problem, on an F1 car. You can see them in an LMDH car. You can see the temperature of the gearbox, of the oil pressure, the if the radiators are on or not, or if the fans are on.
Yep.
You can see all of that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we can't get it as fans.
We get nothing.
I feel like we should be able to.
It would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It's not going to ever happen, but that's my wish they would have.
I wouldn't say ever.
Okay, it's not going to happen in the
Foreseeable future.
Yes.
Yes.
But it would be cool.
It would be really neat. I think if a social media influencer got big enough into one of those series or something, I could see them doing a type of stream or something where they're openly giving out that data because they don't.
They've got
All
like
that
a
matters,
GoPro strapped to their chest, looking at the dash.
right?
Yeah.
All that matters is you have eyeballs, and that's how you make the money. You don't make the money getting the race win. It needs to not be sponsorship money. It needs to be eyeballs,
Viewership money.
for viewership to get the money. And that's how they could open up and do anything.
Are you referring to a Mr. Cletus McFarlane doing something like this?
He could do something like that. I could see
Adam
Jimmy,
LZ?
Yeah, Jimmy Broadband doing something like that.
Nicky Team?
Nicky
maybe?
Team, yeah.
He's going to be at the Rolex.
Right?
Yeah, boy.
I couldn't see him doing it with the current teams that he's on,
Correct.
but if he owned a team, it would be different.
Agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my wish they would have. I wish that as fans we had access to that more detailed telemetry data.
I do as well.
Do you have any wish they would have?
I do. Mine is auto-related or racing-related as well.
Okay.
As we heard last episode,
Yes.
Cadillac has decided to get into F1 with Mr. Michael Andretti.
They have pseudo decided to get an F1.
They have put in a bid, and it immediately got denied. At least that's what it seems like. I wish any other brand other than Cadillac from the United States was trying to get into F1. Mainly Ford.
I so freaking agree.
It should be Ford. It should not be Cadillac.
Yes.
What do you think of Cadillac? What do you think of?
I think of a little white-haired old lady that lives in Boca Raton, Florida.
Right. And she likes to go get the groceries in the large Cadillac with the soft suspension, which is perfectly fine. That's all she needs to
Or
do.
she doesn't know that she's gone over a speed bump.
Nor does she know F1 is coming out at 8 in the morning, nor does she care, and nor will she ever watch it. And that's
True.
perfectly fine. But if Ford or another U.S. manufacturer got into it, there would actually be a fan base. Mustang people would be more likely to watch F1 than old grandmas with Cadillacs.
Corvette people would be much more likely to watch F1 than
Right.
old grandmas with Cadillacs.
I don't understand the Cadillac going in.
I don't understand it at all.
No, it seems very silly to me.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was any other brand.
I do too.
Yeah.
So you got anything else for 163?
Do not.
That's going to wrap us up for episode 163 then. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please do drop a comment and leave a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments. What do you wish they would have? Curious. And if you're listening on audio, send your I wish they would have straight to us through our social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So thanks again. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.